All right, so there's someone out there right now who's maybe our age, kind of, early 50s, but there's also people in their 40s and even their 30s that are maybe hearing this for the first time. And I guess there's a little doubt, there's a little curiosity. What do you tell people right away when they first kind of hear this idea that can lead them to kind of pull the thread and go a little bit deeper? You said this use it or lose it. That's kind of an interesting concept that
So let me just give you some examples of what we learned, right? Facts tend to work pretty well for most people. So let me give you a handful of them. So let's start with physical body. So, and I like to say this is the hammer, meaning if you were talking to people even 10 years ago about kind of peak performance aging and holding on to these skills, they would always get in your face and be like, what about VO2 max? Because that really drops off a cliff. And VO2 max was something that physiologists love. People with it, that's your upper respiratory capacity, right? When you're boxing, VO2 max. When you're sprinting, VO2 max. When you're bump skiing or park skiing, VO2 max. And the old idea, which is sort of true, like a lot of these ideas, is that VO2 max starts to decline in our 20s. It's about 10% per decade kind of thing. And then we get to about 50 and it accelerates, gets to like 15%. And this is sort of the general thinking. And then something weird started happening in triathlons, actually, and in really long distance races. And they started to notice folks in their 50s and 60s and 70s were beating some of the younger athletes consistently. And what the hell was going on? This is weird. So they decided they were going to go measure the VO2 max of octogenarian triathletes. Now, these are people who had been training really minimum since their 50s. So 30 years of training, but they found that 80-year-olds, 85-year-olds would have the VO2 max of healthy 35-year-olds. And I believe, I might have this wrong, but the world record, I believe he was 88 and he had the VO2 max of a 25-year-old. So that's one example. I'll give you another one. Brain volume decreases over time. Widely accepted, drinks 1% to 2% a year for a certain age. Oh my God, what do we do? And especially problematic is like the hippocampus, which does long-term memory, right? And the medial prefrontal cortex, which is where your personality lives. So these are two areas that shrink. They were really alarming. And we now know that rigorous exercise increases hippocamp volume. In fact, you can reverse the age-related decline in hippocampal volume without too much difficulty with sort of regular exercise. So there's a body one, there's a brain one. I can keep going with this stuff, but the other thing you need to know, because there's some stuff that shrinks over time, and we're just now trying to figure out how to train it. So I'll give you a really wild example. We do a lot of work with Dr. Adam Gazzaley. He's a neuroscientist. He's at UCSF, University of California, San Francisco. And he had the cover of Nature about 5 or 6 years ago, which is the most prestigious science publication in the world. And he had the cover because he had invented a video game that was approved by the FDA as a medicine. First time any video game has been approved as a medicine, and it's designed to treat cognitive decline in older adults. And specifically works on a couple of different things, but the most sort of startling one is task switching. So older adults are worse at task switching than younger adults. One of the reasons that older adults are more vulnerable to cell phones and smartphones and distractions and things, they're a little more addictive, and it does more damage in older adults because of task switching. Now, if you play his video game, I want to say it's 3 times a week, 20 minutes a session for 6 weeks. I could be wrong, could be 8 weeks, could have the time wrong, could be as long as. Needless to say, it will reset the brain of a 6-year-old back to a 20-year-old for task switching. So there's certain stuff where it's exercise, certain stuff we're getting tools like these video games to train stuff that was really hard to get to and we couldn't figure out how to get to it any other way. We're figuring out how to train it. So those are a handful of examples. I literally can go on. We can talk about pretty much anything.
So Jim Rickards has just recorded a video that's not available to anyone in the public, and he's going to be talking about how this upcoming recession is going to be fast, it's going to be bloody, it's going to be nasty. But at the same time, he's going to show you how you can position yourself to profit from all of this chaos. Now, we've made this video only available to our viewers. Go to londonreal.tv/Jim, watch that immediately. I can't say enough good things about Jim Rickards. He understands the global economic system better than any guest I've ever had on London Real. His predictions are almost uncannily true, and you can learn how to profit from his vision, from his expertise, and his understanding of economics. So go to londonreal.tv/Jim or click the link below. It's an excellent, excellent look on what's going to happen in the future and how you can position yourself to profit from that. Jim is one of the best in the business, one of my favorite guests on London Real, and he's very, very good at predicting the future and showing us all to profit from it. So click the link, and I hope you enjoy. Hey, it's Brian Rose, founder of the DeFi Academy. I've told you my 4-week crypto bootcamp is amazing, but don't take my word for it. This is what my students are saying.
The DeFi Academy was an amazing experience for me. It took me totally out of my comfort zone.
In this course, I was challenged, I was held accountable, and pushed to do things that honestly weren't always easy.
It's been phenomenal, and I can't believe we're already up on our 4 weeks. It has flown by.
Going through this DeFi accelerator by far was one of the best courses I've taken.
You do this course, you really get into the nitty-gritty of the activities that will make you comfortable with decentralized finance.
Thank you so much to Brian and everyone at London Real and the DeFi Academy for even putting together an amazing course like this.
Anybody else that wants to do it, please sign up. It is well worth the money.